Huh? What's up guys, Ike here, and today in this tutorial we have a iron farm for 1.14. Hey guys, but before we get into the video, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button if you enjoy the content, and hit that like button as it helps out the video a whole lot. And yeah, let's get into this tutorial. Guys, what you're looking at right now is about 30 minutes compressed down to 30 seconds of a cycle of the iron farm here. And I wanted to point out that this happens in cycles. Iron golems don't spawn at night, and then they only spawn during the day, basically, when villagers are able to gossip and talk about the need for one. And when they spawn in packs of 3 or 4 or 2 or whatever. And occasionally some will actually spawn inside with the villagers, and we have figured out how to take care of that. Alright, to start out the iron farm, you're going to want to find an area and build up maybe 10 blocks. The height is not super important, you just want to make sure that you have enough to build a kill chamber and the water collection areas to push the iron golems in the kill chambers. Next, you're going to want to build a 9x9 platform out of magma blocks. Next, you're going to want to take 20 beds and arrange them in a pattern like that, 5 on each side, leaving 2x2 spaces in each corner and the center empty. Okay, next guys, you're going to want to take 20 20 workstations, and these workstations can include the smithing table, the cartography table, composters, barrels, the loom, and the stone cutter and the grinder stone. All these things are workstations, and they determine what, also the composter, if I didn't say, they determine what profession the villager is. So you can actually mix and match. I just wouldn't recommend using a composter, as the villagers tend to get stuck in here. And then you want to lay them out in this pattern just like this, and then actually replace these holes with glowstone for lighting. Okay, after that step, you're going to want to go ahead and take some glowstone and place it all the way around at this level. Same level with the beds and the working stations. You could also use jack-o'-lanterns or sea lanterns, whichever's more feasible or cheaper for you at the time. And then we're also going to add glass in these corners here, just so the villagers don't walk on the magma blocks. And finally here we're going to build a entrance, so we need to actually place in regular blocks here, just like so. This is going to be our entrance to trade with the villagers if we want to. And we can go ahead and raise up this all the way around by 2 levels. Now at this point you need to decide whether you're going to do more than one module here. If you're going to do stack a second module or even a third on top, you're going to want to use magma blocks again. But if you're going to take and use just the one module, then you can use any block. Or we're going to go ahead and fill in another 9x9 area here with the magma blocks. Alright, now that you've got your 9x9 roof in, whether magma blocks or normal blocks, you want to come and find the center block, punch that out, and put your bell in for that village module. And then we can go ahead and break this wall out and these 2 glass and place in normal blocks so that we can place ladders. We're going to place a trapdoor here like this, and that is so that the villagers can't come through, but you can. Villagers actually can't fit through underneath that gap, and we place it like this because on the next module it'll be really difficult to get off the ladder onto the landing if you don't have the extra 2 pixels of space here. And once all that's done, we can go ahead and put in our villagers. Should be exactly 20 here. I may have miscounted, but you want to put 20 in. And that is your module. Now, if this is all the modules that you're going to build from here We're going to go ahead and build out the rest of the platforms. So once this is done, you're going to want to go ahead and skip a block there, because we want to leave a gap here that tricks the villagers to actually get off of their beds inside the module rather than outside the module. So make sure to skip a block along the magma blocks there, and you're going to come out 8 blocks, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you want to come out 8 blocks going in each direction. All right, if you've done that successfully, you should look something like this now. 8 blocks in each cardinal direction, and then what we're going to do from there is we're actually going to we're going to connect up the platforms by diagonals, like so, and then we're going to fill those in. A good tip is to wait till nighttime and see if you actually have any empty beds. We'll tell you if you have enough villagers or not. So now we have exactly 20 villagers. These two are kind of glitched together, so he is actually taking up that bed. But we have 20 villagers. Alright guys, this is what this should look like once you've connected in the sides. Basically looks like a stop sign, right? We're going to be able to now grab our water bucket out, and we're going to place water along the glowstone. Everywhere there is a glowstone or a jack-o'-lantern, whatever you chose to put in this place, you're gonna place a water source all the way across, and our water should run out like this. If it does happen to run over, then that means you need to just add some blocks there in the corners. I thought it looked a little wonky when I built it, but anyways, if it does happen to run over, then you just place the blocks in, and it should fix the problem there. We're all good. So now what's going to happen is the villagers, once they wake up, they're going to go to work. It's going to get evening time. They're going to circle around the bell here in the middle. They're going to share some gossip, and once the gossip begins to share that they need an iron golems will begin to spawn on this platform and fall down here. And apparently I still have to place some in on this side. Okay. So like, just double check and make sure you've placed 8 blocks in each direction. From here, if you want to go ahead and build another layer, you're going to need to remember to leave a gap right here, and you're going to want to place your glowstone. Place your ladder blocks on up here, and your next platform for the golems to spawn on will be at this level, and so you just continue the construction which I showed you guys for the next one on up until you have as many modules as you like. But we're just going to do this one for now here. And what we want to do is 1, 3, and you're going to want to drop down enough blocks that iron golems can fit under here, and you're going to build a collection system at that level so that all the iron golems then flow into here. I'm just going to take you over and show you the one that we built again on the original, and you guys can determine that for yourselves. Now, this is the number after 1 hour test that we did, 3 stacks and 13 for an hour. Now, this is a very important reason why we place the magma blocks in, is because the iron golems do tend to spawn inside of the layers, and they're either going to have their head inside the ceiling, or their feet are going to be inside the blocks at the bottom. And if they're inside the blocks at the bottom, then they're standing on the magma cubes, and it'll kill them. And we do lose a little bit of iron efficiency in this way, but we also don't break our farm by allowing the mobs to stay, or the golems to stay inside of the chambers. So we'll lose some here and there due to pack spawning, because they do seem to pack spawn in a way. I don't know if pack spawning is the right word, but they'll spawn 2 or 3, and one of them will end up in here, and another one will end up on the outskirts. So, like I said, we do occasionally lose 1 or 2 iron golems, but preventing them from staying inside of here actually makes it so that the golems continue to spawn. So it's a necessary loss, due to the fact that there's no other way to contain the villagers than this at the moment. So, alright guys, first thing, I want to point out a few things before we end the video. First of all, we are getting golems here finally. It took about 2 or 3 day-night cycles for this to happen, and that's going to be the case with every iron golem chamber that you set up, because what needs to happen is, first of all, they're going to need to sleep just like they are now. They're going to need to go to work, which means they're going to need to be at their workstations, and then they're going to need to finally get to a bell. So that's almost 2 whole days before they can even spawn a golem in the first place. Once they do that, the amount of golems spawned is determined by the amount of villagers they speak to. And so once they've spoke to 5 other villagers about needing a iron golem, then the 6th one, the 7th one, the 8th one, the 9th one, every one of the ones they speak to turns into a golem. And so it will ramp up over time. And then, like I showed earlier, the first part of the video, no golems are spawning at night because obviously they're not talking to one another. And another thing I wanted to point out is that I chose the number 20 because at 20 they don't fight over the beds. If you had 25 beds in here, you'd have at least 4 or 5 villagers up at night running around, and that would slow the spawn rates of the village, of the golems, because not only are they running around, but they're also waking these guys up. And so basically there's always a couple villagers who are eligible to spawn golems, and we don't want that. We put the bell in the ceiling because when it was in the floor, there was occasionally 1 or 2 villagers that would just get caught on the bell trying to go to their bed and couldn't pathfind around it. And this entry system, we put it in so that instead of having a trading hall plus a iron golem farm, you could actually mix and match these workstations and have your trading hall inside of your iron golem farm to, just to help ease up on the server, which I think that's a fantastic idea. Especially since you can have multiple layers. You can have the other farm we built, the big farm we built and showed to begin with, has 60 villagers in it, so you can have 60 different trading villagers that you want. And I mentioned earlier composter being a bad idea for the village, but if you put the composter in, we could actually put a trapdoor over the top of it, I think, and work with that. We could probably actually put it under the beds, and that would give you the 20 beds, and then just cover this with a regular surface here, glowstone, whatever, to help make sure that the farmers don't fall inside the composters. And because once they're stuck inside the composters, they actually can't sleep, and therefore the farm breaks. But the reason I mentioned this here is because some of these villagers that sleep next to this may actually try to wake up inside of it. We use solid blocks to prevent that, so just keep an eye on it. It may be something that we need to go to using fences or some other type of entryway here, but for now this seemed to work the best for me. And anyways, if you don't intend to use this as a trading hall as well, don't even put that in there, and you won't lose villagers to do to that. So anyways, I'm done talking, guys. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comment. I'll do my best to answer. I may not have the answers. Again, this is all new stuff to me as well, and I'm just spent some time with the farm, did my best to investigate what would be better, what wouldn't be better. But anyways, this has been Ike bringing you ideas and tutorials to help you survive and thrive in Minecraft. Until next time, guys, happy Minecraft, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.